With 5 weeks now in the books, still plenty of chaos ahead.
Dysfunctional teams do dysfunctional things.
Week 6 featuring a handful of juicy matchups that could carry major playoff implications. But with that, how about we dive into our newest edition of the 2024 NFL Power Rankings. Number 32, New England Patriots. Last time's ranking, 31. The Pats have now lost 4 straight, this time falling at home to a Miami Dolphins team that's already on its 4th quarterback this season. Jacoby Brissett has been held to under 170 yards passing in all 5 games. At this point, do the Pats just give Drake May a look? Number 31, Carolina Panthers. Last time's ranking, 29. Carolina head coach Dave Canales pulled Andy Dalton with Sunday's road game in Chicago out of reach and gave Bryce Young garbage time reps. However, Canales said that Dalton will start against the Atlanta Falcons in Week 6. Just saying, that's now 2 straight uninspiring outings for Dalton after leading Carolina to a Week 3 win over the Las Vegas Raiders. You gotta think that the starting duties go back to Young if Dalton doesn't improve next week, right? Number 30, Jacksonville Jaguars. Last time's ranking, 32. Trevor Lawrence gave himself an epic 25th birthday present by having a career day and by leading the Jags to their first win of the season. So we'll see if T-Lock can keep the momentum going with a 2-game trip in London up next, starting off with the Chicago Bears and concluding with the Pats. Number 29, Tennessee Titans. Last time's ranking, 30. The Titans enjoyed an early season bye after defeating the Dolphins on Monday Night Football last week. Next, they'll try to pick up their first home win of 2024 when the division rival Colts come to town. Number 28, Los Angeles Rams. Last time's ranking, 25. The banged-up Rams put up a heroic effort at home against Jordan Love's Green Bay Packers, but LA's lack of game-changers on both sides of the ball was on full display in a frustrating 24-19 loss. The silver lining is that the 1-4 Rams are now on a bye, and that Cooper Kupp is expected to be back for Week 7. Number 27, Cleveland Browns. Last time's ranking, 23. Another terrible outing by Deshaun Watson, another humiliating loss for the Browns. Kevin Stefanski says Watson is still the starter. Is that his nice way of saying Cleveland is tanking? I mean, honestly, who cares about his contract? Watson should be on the bench. I think it's time for Jameis Winston already. Number 26, Cincinnati Bengals. Last time's ranking, 24. The Bengals' 41-38 overtime loss to Baltimore may go down as the top game of 2024, but that means nothing for the losing side. At 1-4, it's easy to write the Bengals off, but the Giants, Browns, inconsistent Eagles, and very mediocre Raiders make up Cincy's next 4 games. So we wouldn't rule these guys out just yet. Number 25, Las Vegas Raiders. Last time's ranking, 21. Gardner Minshew was shown the bench after 2 back-breaking interceptions, including a game-changing 100-yard pick to Patrick Surtain II. With a miserable schedule coming up, our advice to Raiders fans is to maybe just cheer for a tank job so they can get a top QB prospect next year. Number 24, New York Giants. Last time's ranking, 28. 1 week after dropping a heartbreaker to Dallas, the G-Men came into Emerald City and stunned the Seattle Seahawks. And sheesh, what a way to close out that win in style. A 60-yard kick 6. With the 1-4 Bengals next up on the schedule, there's a clear path to 500 for Brian Dable's resilient group here. Number 23, New Orleans Saints. Last time's ranking, 18. The Saints put together another lackluster effort against the defending champion Kansas City Chiefs. No surprise, mediocrity has become the name of this franchise. A loss to Tampa Bay on Sunday drops NOLA to 2-4. That might give this organization the reminder that they need to begin a full-scale rebuild. Number 22, Arizona Cardinals. Last time's ranking, 27. A masterful outing by Kyler Murray led Arizona to a 24-23 win in San Francisco to save their season for now. Instead of 1-4, they're now 2-3 and just 1 game behind Seattle for tops in the NFC West. Number 21, Miami Dolphins. Last time's ranking, 26. It wasn't pretty, but the Dolphins did just enough on both sides to beat New England and also prevent their season from going off the rails. There's plenty of work ahead until Tua Tagovailoa returns, but Miami owes no apologies for beating a soft opponent in the Patriots. Number 20, Indianapolis Colts. Last time's ranking, 15. It's easy to harp on Indy for losing to football's last winless team, but the Jags are better than their record. And they were without their starting QB and superstar running back Jonathan Taylor. So let's chill and not freak out just yet. Number 19, New York Jets. Last time's ranking, 14. It's week 6 now, so it's not an overreaction to wonder if Aaron Rodgers is washed up. And if the Jets' dream team just isn't meant to be. Rodgers single-handedly wasted a strong effort by the Jets defense in their loss to the Minnesota Vikings in London. If the Jets lose to the Bills on Monday night next week, suspicion that Rodgers is washed up will creep closer to confirmation. Number 18, Los Angeles Chargers. Last time's ranking, 19. Most teams don't like early season buys, but this was a timely rest week for Jim Harbaugh's banged-up Chargers. They need healthy bodies to gain ground in the AFC playoff race, namely Joey Bosa, Joe Alt, and Rashawn Slater. Number 17, Denver Broncos. Last time's ranking, 22. The Broncos made easy work of the Raiders to pick up their third straight win. It might be time to start respecting Sean Payton. And who says the momentum can't stop with three middling teams in the Bolts, New Orleans, and Carolina next on their schedule? Number 16, Chicago Bears. Last time's ranking, 20. Caleb Williams finally showed Bears fans a glimpse of his future superstardom against the Panthers. He had the best start of his young career in Week 5, tossing 304 yards and 2 touchdowns against 0 picks in a 36-10 win. A Week 7 bye looms for a Bears team who gets teams with losing records in 3 of their next 4 games. Number 15, San Francisco 49ers. Last time's ranking, 11. We know the 49ers are better than their 2-3 record, but this is still some uncharacteristically sloppy play by Kyle Shanahan's group. Jordan Mason fumbled in the red zone with the Cardinals on the ropes, and then Brock Purdy threw a game-sealing pick with a chance to play hero. We know that they got screwed when Jake Moody left mid-game with an injury, but championship teams can't blow double-digit leads at home against mediocre opponents. Number 14, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Last time's ranking, 8. The Bucs are this week's winner of the most devastating loss. I guess this is just who the Bucs are. They're mediocre like the rest of their division. Some flashes of brilliance, like statement wins over Detroit and Philly, followed by inexcusable losses like this one. Number 13, Seattle Seahawks. Last time's ranking, 7. An absolute letdown of a week for the Seahawks, whose defense napped through most of the Sunday's stunning defeat to the lowly New York Giants. Mike McDonald's defense was playing like a top-tier unit for 3 weeks. Now they've allowed 71 points during their 2-game losing skid. Number 12, Philadelphia Eagles. Last time's ranking, 12. The Week 5 bye was also a good time for the banged-up Eagles. They're expected to have superstar wideouts A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith back for Week 6 against the 1-win Browns. Number 11, Pittsburgh Steelers. Last time's ranking, 6. 1 week after losing in Indy, they failed to close out a coulda, shoulda, woulda game at home against Dak Prescott's visiting Cowboys. On the bright side, games against the Raiders, Jets, and Giants open up a nice road to strengthening their early season playoff push. Number 10, Atlanta Falcons. Last time's ranking, 17. Kirk Cousins' 509-yard, 4-TD game led the Falcons to an improbable comeback over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers that moved them into a tie for tops in the NFC South. That is now 3 comeback wins from Captain Kirk, who's starting to look like the 4-time Pro Bowler Atlanta paid for in free agency. Number 9, Dallas Cowboys. Last time's ranking, 16. Love him or hate him, Dak Prescott had a defining moment with that game-winning drive against the Steelers. Mike Zimmer's D has come together after a tough 2-week stretch, but a real test now awaits when the Detroit Lions come to Jerry World this Sunday fresh off a bye. Number 8, Buffalo Bills. Last time's ranking, 4. The Bills nearly beat a powerhouse Houston team without Von Miller and top receiver Khalil Shakir, so we're not gonna harp on Josh Allen's group too much. But if they lose on Monday night to a Jets team that hasn't figured out much offensively, then Bills fans can enter panic mode. Number 7, Green Bay Packers. Last time's ranking, 13. The Packers narrowly escaped La La Land with a 24-19 win over the Rams. It's only a matter of time until Jordan Love and the offense regain their elite form. They have a nice opportunity here with the Cardinals and their sluggish defense coming to Lambeau Field. Number 6, Washington Commanders. Last time's ranking, 9. Jane Daniels and the Commanders made easy work of Cleveland to improve to 4-1 on the year. It just might be time to take these guys seriously, with an offense averaging 31.0 points per game through 5 weeks. And Dan Quinn's group can really put themselves on the map with a road win over Lamar Jackson's Ravens on Sunday. Number 5, Baltimore Ravens. Last time's ranking, 10. The 2023 AFC runner-ups defeated Joe Burrow's Bengals in the jungle despite bringing their sea-level game for long periods. There's a case to be made that they're the Chiefs' biggest threats in the AFC. Number 4, Houston Texans. Last time's ranking, 5. Some miscues by CJ Stroud in the offense nearly let the Bills pull out a win in Houston despite trailing by 17. A last-second Kaimi Fairbairn field goal propelled Houston to 4-1. With the 1-win Pats next on the schedule, Houston is in great position to strengthen their division lead. Number 3, Detroit Lions. Last time's ranking, 3. The Lions were on a bye week while Motor City got treated to thrilling Detroit Tigers playoff baseball. But now, it's time for Dan Campbell's group to get back to work. Detroit has a crucial 2-game road trip here with the Cowboys and Vikings next on the schedule. Number 2, Minnesota Vikings. Last time's ranking, 2. Sam Darnold came back to earth in London against the Jets, but Brian Flores' lights-out defense saved the day with utter dominance of old nemesis Aaron Rodgers. The result, a 23-17 win that moves Minnesota to 5-0 heading into their bye week. I'm pretty sure that even the most die-hard Vikings fans didn't have 5-0 on their bingo card. Number 1, Kansas City Chiefs. Last time's ranking, 1. No Rashee Rice, no Hollywood Brown, no Isaiah Pacheco, hey, no problem. The Chiefs made relatively easy work of the visiting Saints at Arrowhead to improve to 5-0 heading into their bye. Just another week at the office for Patrick Mahomes and company. But hey, what changes would you make to our Week 6 power rankings? Let us know in the comment section below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, clicking the like button helps out a ton. And hey, we appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching and we'll see you guys next time.